The last episode I did on serrated blades, which was a Thursday night grind, episode 39, I showed you how I use the corner of my Tormek wheel to work the inside of the serration before working the flat side of it. And I'd encourage you to check that out because I went through quite a bit of detail on like the framework and the foundation, like basics, fundamentals of why and how we do serrated blades, or how I do them. But what I didn't realize at that time is that the corner of the Tormek wheel would wear, and the effective radius gets to so big so that I can't like keep doing serrated blades on it. And the only way to like make it work again would be to cut away my stone, and I don't want to do that because then I'm just pulling years of life off my stone. So I needed to find a better way. So I went, and I'm still working on this. I have some more ideas, and some other people have weighed in with ideas on how they do them. But in the meantime, what I found was a set of, well, I looked at a lot of rotary tool bits, and I have settled on these as my favorite, and I put together a little kit, and I'll include a link in the description below on where you can get one too, if after watching this video, you decide that these might be a good fit for your shop. Based on what I've discovered so far, there's probably better ways out there, and I haven't really found a great one yet, though, and it's either because people are not sharing the information on how they're doing them, like publicly in a video type space like YouTube, or just haven't found them yet. And like there's still a lot of things for me to explore. But in the meantime, I think these bits are great, and they're very affordable, and it's an easy way to get your shop up and running doing serrated blades. And in this video, I'm going to go through a bunch of different ways, really addressing the fundamentals of how I'm doing serrated blades. And then you can probably apply that in your shop with whatever tools you have. I'm going to show you my preferred way to do them, which is on belts on the WorkSharp system. But I'm also going to show you a way that you could work them on bench stones, and I'm going to show you a way you could work them on the Edge Pro. And really what I'm trying to show there is any guided system, you just have to kind of get creative to make it work on the one that you're using. Point being that there's a lot of ways to do it, and I'm just trying to give you ideas on ways that you can do it with whatever tools you have in your shop. So I hope you like this. And if you've been with me for any length of time, you know I use a Thursday night grind to draw attention to the Guild of Professional Sharpeners. And a lot of the research that I do is supported by the people who weigh in with ideas, and it's a community of other sharpeners where we're all trying to get better. And it's just been fun to have conversations around serrated blades. And if that's a community that you are interested in, and like you find fascination in sharpening and all the different ways to do it, then I would encourage you to check it out. And there's more at guildofsharpeners.org. So without further ado, let's go to the bench and take a quick look at exactly what's in this kit, and then I'll show you how I'm using it on a series of different serrated blades. First, let's take a quick look at what we're talking about here. 3 different bits, all tapered, so you got a wide variety of effective diameters, and a little guy. And one thing I'll just add, one thing I did do to this, like even if you need to get a little bit smaller than that, I spun it up in the rotary tool and used the dressing stone for a grinding wheel, and I made it even a smaller tip. But I'll show you, like even if you don't get it small enough, I'll show you the tool I use for even a smaller serration, which sometimes we see as a like part of the serrated setup on a folding knife, to get even smaller. But otherwise, that goes pretty small. Kitchen knives were good. Scale it up a little bit into this one, and then even bigger into this one. I've had one come across the bench where the serrations were bigger than this, which is huge. So I just rocked it a little bit inside the serration, and that worked out well. These are made out of, the abrasive is an aluminum oxide, and the rated grit is 120, and I feel like they leave a decent surface finish, and the amount of wear has been negligible, and I've been using them for a few months, so I would expect to get a time scale measurable in years probably use out of one kit. And thus you get a ton of serrated blades in. Okay, let me show you one more thing. Okay, as I was saying, if this is still too big, like you get those little tiny serrations, this is the next thing I have, which is a tapered diamond hone, and you can get in there. I can't get any smaller than that, right? So if it's smaller than that, that's it's rare to come across them, but there's not much you can do for it, I guess. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. This here is the serrated bit kit. Should cover pretty much any size serrated blade. Here's the collection of serrated blades I'll be doing with you. Start on the bigger one, and I put them in my vise here, and then just kind of size them up to pick the bit that's most appropriate. And then if you don't have one of these quick clamps for your rotary tool, I check them out. I can include a link where they are. And then here I am just kind of finding my angle. Take a little pass or two, see where it's wearing, and then start working down the line. Start in the middle of the gullet, and as you push in, the radius of the tool, gets bigger, and that's how you work out towards the teeth. Closer up shot for you. Notice the finger stabilizing under the blade. I did do it a while where I would mount the rotary tool in my vise and then hold the knife to it. And for some reason, I'm kind of leaning towards doing it this way. I know I'm getting off camera here, but I do kind of touch the tip like that too. So didn't want to leave that part out. And then lastly, just feeling for a burr. On occasion, I do need to work someplace just a little bit more, but generally one pass will put up a burr. All right, so now we're into a Cutco blade. These are a little bit unique. They have a not totally round gullet, but the way I'm accommodating for that with this smallest bit is to get in there and just a little bit of back and forth. I do want to mention that with the rotary tool, you need to be careful because it can jump like that. So just be careful that you don't round off the tips of the serrations. Here we are getting into, so now we're on a different, this is that other third bit in the kit. This is a great one for this Chicago cutlery serrated blades. I see quite a few of these, you might as well. You might too. Anyway, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit here soon just to show how much, this serrated blade was pretty badly worn. So if I'd gone right to work in the backside, I wouldn't have much blade left. So in this case, this is one of those times where it is preferable. And then just take a look at, notice how different the serration profile looks. And I wanted to get you, this is looking through a magnifying glass. And I think it looks okay, right? Like the surface finish is okay. I'm really just making sure that I'm putting up a burr on the flat side so that I can then work the flat side. I'm going to show you several ways that I do it. This one is still my preferred. I have my series of work sharpeners, but you could do it with just one and just swap belts. And I have them set at 10 degrees. So that's the coarse belt. And then, sorry, my back is, there you go, I'll give you a little view. I have my wire wheel over there. So I'm using a wire wheel, real light to push the burr back to the flat side. Be careful with that wire wheel because it can sometimes leave scratches in the knife. So choose wisely whether or not the wire wheel is the best fit. But now it's just standard sharpening where I go up in grit on the belt, push the burr back with the wire wheel. I think I'm going to take 2 passes on the fine belt in the Work Sharp kit. There I'm just checking that I'm making sure that the belt is working the whole serration. Nice and easy, push it back. And my last pass will be on the leather. And that's going to end up being a nice and sharp serrated blade. So this is my favorite method, and it makes a nice edge on a serrated blade. Like that's, and it works good. That was actually, I think that was my knife, and that was a nice, nice change for the kitchen. or maybe not. Maybe I have one just like that. But anyway, we're onto a Cutco blade now. And let's say like the wire wheel's not the best fit. I just wanted to show you, like I want to get into different options. So here's a wire brush, right? Like nice and light. Like you don't have to use a wire wheel, and you could try a wire brush. And I'll show you another way later, but here I'm just checking to see if it actually pushed the burr back. And all right, so moving on to another way. Let's say you don't want to do it on the work sharp system, but you want to do it on bench stones. Along the spine of the knife, I ran a piece of electrical tape, and that picks the spine up just about the right amount so that when you lay it down on a stone, you're just working the very edge, but you're getting the whole serration. So I put the burr up like oh yeah, here I am, wire brush again, trying to push it back. I think I do like the wire wheel better, but if you're being careful not to leave marks, then that is one option. I'll show you one more that might be even better for you coming up. But anyway, that's a little trick there, and then the same thing, you just work through your grit progression on your bench stones. Lastly, a guided system. There's a serrated blade shim. I sell that as well, and I think they're great. Like I think it's a great solution. This Cutco knife is a little bit narrow, but it still works. The issue here with the edge bros specifically is that it's hard to get a shallow enough angle on the order of 10 degrees without adjusting the angle of the knife itself. So I pick the spine up, and then I can get the angle that I need. So I was just setting the stone arm on the post. I'm working the flat side here, so I'm pushing this. I don't like to push cut when I get started here because I put that burr up with the tool, with the rotary tool, right? So I'm going to push the burr back into the serrations and then refine the flat part. All right, so here's the last thing. Like if you no wire brush, like no wire wheel, like you really want to be careful not to mark the face, then you can use this the diamond tapered hone and work just inside the serration. It's a little bit more time consuming, but specifically for any folding knives, this is probably what I would do. I think exclusively. I think this is. I can't think of why I would do it another way on a short, approximately a 1-inch partially serrated section of a folding knife. This is what I would end up doing. All right, and then the same thing, right? You just move up in grit, refine the edge, and take it to whatever you feel good. Like I think I would aim for 1,000. I think that's what I end up doing. I hope that video helped you out in some way. Please remember before you go that these bits are available, and I'll include a link in the description below. Do me a favor and please subscribe and like this channel. That's hitting a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. If you'd like to weigh in on other ways or links to other methods and ways to do serrated blades, please know that I'm interested and I'm continuing to research this. So please subscribe to my channel so that when I come up with new and better ways, you can be the first to know about it. And again, lastly, please check out the Guild of Professional Sharpeners if this sort of thing and a community around it is interesting to you, and that is at guildofsharpeners.org. Thank you so much, and I will see you next Thursday night.